Hi, I'm Joy.
Hi, I'm Lorraine.
And this is Girlish Gurus. And Lorraine, why are we here?
We're here to talk about mid-lifestyle topics for women who are 45 and older to help you live your best, healthiest, and most fulfilled life. We're also going to have lots of fun along the way.
So let's get started. You ready?
I think so.
I said it once already, didn't I? I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm still ready.
Okay. I'm so tired. All right. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Girlish Gurus. I'm Joy.
And I'm Lorraine.
Lorraine, what are we talking about today?
We are continuing with our gut health.
And you are wearing your Queen of Probiotics crown there.
Happy Halloween,
That's
everyone.
right. Happy Halloween. This is appropriate topic for Halloween. And so if you want to see us wearing our fantastic hats, you should go check out our YouTube channel because that's where we're posting the extended versions of these episodes with bloopers. Okay, so when we last spoke, we were talking a little bit about probiotics. We've already discussed digestion and why it's important to look after your gut health. Mm-hmm. And so we're picking up where we left off on the last episode.
Yeah, and actually, before we get started, so as I'm doing this research, a word popped up that, now you don't even know I was going to ask you this.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, and I actually wanted to do a survey on this word because, okay, let me just say, how do you pronounce menstruation?
Menstruation?
Okay, so how do you say it?
Menstruation?
Okay. And that's how I say it, menstruation. Mm-hmm. So when I was talking to a friend who's probably listening, and I'm not going to divulge your
identity.
When I said that, we were talking about it, and I said menstruation, and she looked at me and she said, "What did you just say?" She said, "Did you mean menstruation?" And I looked at her, I said, "What? Menstruation?" And then I realized so many people say it that way. So I said to her, "Well, it's spelled menstruation." And then when I went to Google pronunciation, it says either way you can say it. Did you know that? So I just wanted to do a survey to see how people say it, how women say it, because she looked at me like I had like 3 heads.
Well, Lorraine, not for nothing, but I don't go around thinking how to pronounce the word menstruation there, you know? Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it.
I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Maybe I should. I don't know.
Because I was very curious, and I said, if Joy says it that way, then maybe it is a generational thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you say it the same way.
Okay,
I said, I've always said it that way. That's how when I took health class, that's the way they said it.
I was going to say, I was introduced to that term in health class like in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
And that's how it was pronounced then. Menstruation, yeah.
Okay. This has nothing to do with gut health, although in some regards it does.
Well,
when it comes to our estrobolome.
Right. Estrobolome, see. Well, it does have to do with menopause, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the end of your reproductive process.
Yeah. And that's why it popped up during this research, because we're talking about our estrobolome and menopause and fertility and all of that kind of stuff. So then I said, I have to ask Joy. So I'm just going to ask her on the podcast after she says it. So, that's right. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So scoot over just a tad and give yourself a little powder. Just a tiny little bit. I mean, people are going to be looking at our hats, but still. Powder break. So that
it's good to be 66 and still have shiny skin.
Right. so that the Menno Queen, the Queen of Probiotic. Yes, absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Good? Mm-hmm. Okay.
My squid is a little flat.
So we have our official glam squad.
Yeah, we are our own glam squad. Although, if you put that crab hat back on, we could be a clam squad. That's funny for a lot of reasons. I won't keep making jokes about the clams, but okay. Okay.
Okay.
Now I got to stop laughing. Hang on. Okay.
Are we ever going to get into this episode? I don't know.
Hey, You know, we got to have the fun. We got to have the laugh.
That's right.
I don't know about the squid head and the... Okay. So, all right. So
You look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Yes. It's going to show up perfectly on the YouTube channel there. What were we talking about?
Okay. So actually, the next thing I wanted to talk about was, as I was doing all of this research, I came across an article that said, can menopause change your gut microbiome?
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was interesting. So it says, like, once you're in menopause, symptoms like hot flashes, poor sleep, mood swings, right? All of that stuff can occur. But researchers have started to notice that the gut microbiome starts to change too during menopause. And the changes are starting to raise eyebrows.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is from an MD, Rabia de la Torre. We know the microbiome changes before and after menopause, but we're still not sure what the implications are for our health. Of course, they don't know what the implications are because nobody's studying women's health. So hopefully that has changed, and this person, who is a GI specialist at NYU, is taking a look at it.
Now, I am going to make a tiny little joke here, and I probably will not keep this in any version. But when you said that first name, I almost thought I heard labia. And I have no disrespect to anybody.
No.
Okay.
It's okay, but it would be appropriate.
Oh, well, okay.
So this doctor, de la Torre, said it's fascinating that there is a connection between gut bacteria and a woman's changing hormones, but the research is in its infancy, so they can't say that much about gaining or losing a certain strain of bacteria as a part of healthy aging. But the gut microbiome is integral to holistic health. And like we've discussed before, it's important that as a menopausal woman, you take care of your gut for that estrogen metabolism.
Right.
So
That's critical.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of parts here, because this to me is really, really important. There's a couple of parts to focus on here. The first being your estrobolome is critical to maintaining your health generally. It can also prevent the buildup of estrogen in your fatty tissues, your adipose and things like that. Of course, breast cancer, right? Because what is the tissue that's primarily there? And the second part is, as you progress into menopause, your gut bacteria can change. And we don't know if that's because here in this country, we have eaten processed foods and our estrobolome has changed accordingly, or if it's just a natural thing,
right,
that's how your body changes as you progress through menopause,
so
right?
that you have to be even more diligent about paying attention to feeding it the good stuff.
Right.
So it goes on to say in this article that says one study published in April 2002 looked at the gut microbes of nearly 1,000 Hispanic men and 1,000 postmenopausal Hispanic women, and close to 300 premenopausal Hispanic women. It found that the postmenopausal women had microbiomes more similar to the men than the premenopausal women.
Yes.
So I thought that was very interesting.
That's very interesting. But again, they don't know if that's a natural progression of your body during menopause or if it's something that happens, your estrobolome is affected by processed food or et cetera.
Right. And one of the things they said, it could be that as the hormone estrogen goes down, the bacteria just has less to work with.
Okay.
And they said that they do know that higher estrogen is associated with greater microbial diversity, and that's good for a woman's general health.
Interesting. Okay.
As the diversity decreases, we see increased risk of weight gain as well as metabolic disease and cardiovascular disease.
Right. Which actually, you and I have talked about that before as we discussed, okay, here's what's happening as you're progressing into menopause and your hormones are changing, right? And you're losing that estradiol and those estrogens that protect those systems in your cardiovascular system, your bones, et cetera.
So like if you look at it, is it just that the estrogen is decreasing causing that, or is it the effect that it has on our gut that's the cause?
Right.
So this is all very interesting.
Right. And that is where the research falls off. They don't have studies, and of course, we've talked about that plenty. They haven't looked into this as of yet, but hopefully that research is forthcoming shortly.
So one of the things that this doctor says is that we know that as hormones drop, it can impact the lining of the gut. And as the gut barrier becomes more permeable, we are susceptible to inflammatory diseases. And yet a diet rich in prebiotic fibers from a wide array of vegetables and plants and healthy fats can feed the bacteria that help fight inflammation. So it's not like a sentence of you'll have this chronic disease. There are steps you can take to prevent that from happening by taking care of your gut. Yeah.
Okay.
So how could we do that? Right?
I don't know, Lorraine. How can we do that?
So let's start with the prebiotics, okay?
The prebiotic queen. Go for it.
Prebiotics. So we talked a little bit about it in the last episode. So the prebiotics are what feed the probiotics, which are
Right.
the good bacteria that you need in your gut. So
Right.
the probiotics eat the prebiotics, right? So the 20 best prebiotic foods you should eat, okay? Chicory root is one. I have never eaten chicory root, I don't think, in my life.
Where do you even get that?
I'm thinking in like the greens section of the supermarket.
Have you ever
Maybe
seen it, the green section?
I've never looked for it.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Okay, dandelion greens, yes.
Okay,
those
yes.
I have seen and those I have had. Jerusalem artichoke, which they do have occasionally in the
Supermarket.
Also known as the sunroot, sunchoke, or earth apple. It's part of the sunflower family. It's inulin rich and high in fiber, right? It helps increase the friendly bacteria in your colon, promoting greater digestive health. Garlic, which we talked about, and I eat plenty of that, one of my favorites. Onions, leeks, we talked about, asparagus, and bananas. We talked about mixing asparagus, bananas, and leeks and garlic.
And making a gut potion. Yeah.
Barley, oats. And I highly recommend when we're talking about all of these, if you're going to eat these, eat organic as much as possible, right? Because another thing that affects our gut are all of those pesticides that they spray on all the conventional vegetables. So as much as you can eliminate that, those are definitely affecting your gut health.
Oh, yeah,
right?
for sure.
Apples, which I knew that. And I actually try to eat an apple a day.
You do?
I try.
I need to do
I got
that.
them over there. Yep, I try to do that. Okay, this I've never heard of. Konjac root. Have you ever heard of that?
No. Sounds like something you get at a truck stop.
It's also known as... Okay, I don't know how you mean that.
Well, I don't know how to explain that one. You know? It just sounds like something that you don't...
Sounds like something not good.
It sounds like something that's like not... It's like aftermarket, we'll say.
Okay, it's also known as elephant yam.
Okay.
It's a tuber or a vegetable grown underground like the potato.
Well, I do love a potato. Yeah.
They make flour from this. Huh.
Well, I've heard of that happening a fair amount. Now they're making flowers out of different types of tubers. So they're experimenting with those kinds of things. All right. Never
Okay.
heard of that before, though.
I think that for one of our episodes, we need to go on a shopping spree for vegetables, and particularly ones that we've never heard of before, and just
Okay.
like do an episode about that.
All right.
And
let's
then
do it.
look up the benefits of them, and then look up recipes.
Okay, a konjac recipe. Oh, you need to make this recipe for konjac soup. Yes. Okay, for Croctober.
We
Ooh,
may-
we didn't talk about Croctober yet.
Yes.
Okay, well, we will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cocoa.
Like
Cocoa powder.
I love cocoa.
So you can add that to oatmeal, smoothies, yogurt, whatever.
Okay.
Right? You want the unsweetened kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Minimally processed, I would think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Burdock root.
Again, I'm not sure about that. What is that?
It is a vegetable commonly used in Japan, has proven health benefits, and it helps the growth of healthy bacteria. So I have heard of it, but have no idea what it looks like.
Okay.
And I've never had it. I don't think I've had it.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think
I
so.
eat sushi, so maybe it's been in there and I didn't
Maybe.
know. Okay.
We'll have to look up that one. Flax seeds, have had plenty of those. They're a good prebiotic. Yacon root,
Okay.
which is similar to a sweet potato.
Okay.
Okay. Jicama root. I have had
Yeah.
that, and I cut
I
that
like
up and
jicama.
put it in like a Mexican salads and things like that. Wheat bran.
Okay.
Seaweed. So I do love a good seaweed salad. And so they're rich in prebiotics.
I
Yeah.
love seaweed like nori.
Yeah.
And, oh, yeah.
Do you buy the little sheets and the little snack packs and
I-
get the little sheets of seaweed?
I haven't recently, but my sister actually buys them and makes like little salmon roll-ups with them, and they're delicious. Yeah.
I love those. Avocado.
Love avocado.
So those are 20 of the best prebiotics.
Okay.
I've had quite a few of them. A couple of them, one of them never heard of.
Yeah, well, multiples I've never heard of. I've never heard of burdock
Yeah.
root.
Okay, so those are the prebiotics. So let's get to the probiotics. So these
Okay.
are 20 of the best probiotic foods with good bacteria.
Okay. What was that?
Oh, sorry, that was my arm.
Oh, sure it was.
It was not my tummy this time. or elsewhere.
Oh, boy.
It was my wrist. And my mouse.
Sure. That's what my husband says too. It's the mouse under the bed.
It was the mouse. Okay, I need to take a sip of...
Oh, entertaining.
Okay, top of the list, kefir. And I do love kefir.
I don't think I've ever had it.
No, it's like liquid yogurt, and it's very good to make smoothies with. Has like that nice sour little tang to it. So I buy unsweetened whole fat kefir, and you can actually get goat milk kefir if you are lactose intolerant. And
Okay.
I know that several people that do that. I'm not sure that I've never tried it because I really do not like goat cheese.
I don't think it's going to be the same. Goat cheese.
Do you think it's not going to have the same kind of like that? To me, a goat cheese. Is that what it's called? Goat cheese.
Goat cheese. Yeah, like Chev.
Yeah, goat cheese to me tastes like a goat. Like what a goat smells like.
I was going to say, when have you ever tasted a goat?
What a goat smells like is what the cheese, and I just cannot
But I
stomach
think
it.
that's kind of like people who either love cilantro or
Yep,
think it tastes
it
like
is.
soap.
Yeah.
Because I love goat cheese.
Yeah, so does my son.
I love it.
My sisters and I, both of my sisters, they can't eat it either.
Yeah.
It's just like literally, there's not many things that I don't like, and that's
Goat cheese is one of them.
So I was
love
always
goat cheese.
afraid to try the kefir because I
getcha.
thought maybe it would taste the same.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Okay. Yogurt. And of course, we are talking about unsweetened, whole fat, organic. Again, organic as much as possible. We
Right.
want to eliminate those toxins. We don't want the flavored yogurts with all the sugars and everything in it because you can add your own stuff.
Right.
So,
And why wouldn't you? Yes.
and Greek yogurt is a great option. And so that's what we buy. We buy a whole milk organic Greek yogurt. We put our own berries in it. And to sweeten it just a little bit, I put like a little bit of either honey or organic maple syrup in
Yes.
it. And so that
Delicious.
just, yeah.
I love maple syrup.
Throw
Yeah.
all nuts in there, seeds, all
Yes.
kinds of stuff. Yeah. Cultured buttermilk. No, I wouldn't drink that. I mean, we use it to make certain things, but I don't think I would drink buttermilk.
Yeah. Buttermilk was a thing around my house when I was a kid because my dad likes to drink it. But
And they have fermented milk. I'm not sure that I would drink that either.
yeah.
Frozen yogurt. But then again, frozen yogurt is going to be high in sugar. So I don't think I would necessarily go for that. Tempeh, which is fermented soy. And that is a good option. You don't want processed soy, but this is a good option, the fermented soy. And miso, which is
I
another
love
fermented,
miso.
yeah, is another fermented soy.
My suggestion would be get yourself some red miso. That is such a good flavoring for dishes. It's delicious.
Yeah.
You can put it in all kinds of things, and it's just so yummy.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Sauerkraut. Now we want the sauerkraut that's in brine, not
fermented.
right? Not in vinegar. The one that you want will be refrigerated in the refrigerated section, not in a jar on a shelf, because those are usually the vinegar ones. So you want the ones that are refrigerated in brine, which is salt, and then kimchi, which you can
Love.
also, yeah. Very, very garlicky. You can't be around people after you eat kimchi.
Unless they've eaten it too, which
yes,
why
yeah.
would you want to be with somebody who doesn't eat kimchi?
Right, right. And again, that is in the refrigerated section. My dad used to make kimchi. And there's a story, he made bottles of kimchi and he put it in the car.
Oh, no.
To bring to my sisters, and it leaked in the car. It is the most awful smell, like leaking out of a jar, like farts, basically.
Ah, boy.
But it tastes delicious.
There we are, right back in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Kombucha, but that can also be high in sugar.
Right.
Well, once in a while, that's a good thing. And be careful of the kombucha that you get because it could also be dangerous if it's not fermented correctly, because I've heard of people getting ill from it. So it's a good source of kombucha, which is a drink that you can drink, a fermented drink. Fermented fish, utanga kupsu, which I have never had that.
I haven't either.
Cottage cheese.
Love.
So look for brands with probiotics listed on the label. So I guess then you'll know whether it's a fermented cottage cheese. Apple cider vinegar, and look for a brand that is unpasteurized and contains the mother, which is
Right.
you'll see all the little stuff floating around in there, which is the live culture of fermenting organisms.
Okay.
So, and drinking apple cider vinegar, like a couple of tablespoons in water before each meal, is supposed to be great for your digestion. I have not done that, but I actually, just because I've been reading about it recently, I might try it just a little bit. I have to tell you a cute story about apple cider vinegar. So I was making Thanksgiving dinner and I was making desserts. And Don't ask me how I did this or why I even thought this. It was for apple cider cake. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, I thought it was apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And I made the cake with apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And as it was baking, my daughter said, "What is that smell?" And then she came in the kitchen and she looked on the counter at all my ingredients. She's like, "Mom, you used vinegar." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "Oh, right,
no.
it should have been cider." So we decided to serve it anyway. And my granddaughter loved it. She was eating it up, and everybody else was being polite and then just taking a bite. And like, first bite, it tasted really good. But then you started really getting into the vinegar. But just so they know, that was a healthy version.
Yeah. That's good for your gut,
That was
people.
good for their gut.
Eat that apple cider vinegar cake.
But now that's a standing joke in the family, okay? So it's like, yeah, apple cider vinegar cake. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry I keep knocking on the table with
That's okay. I was wondering. I'm like, what is that noise? That's okay.
Okay, olives, if they're fermented.
I love olives.
And not canned. So we want fermented olives.
Where do you get fermented olives?
I think that Wegmans actually has them. You know those Danny's olives? They taste like fermented. They're like in a little plastic, like what?
Okay.
Plastic, which is not good. But they're in a little container, and there's like a whole bunch of different ones, and they taste like fermented to me.
Okay.
And actually, I should look on it because they do taste a little salty and stuff, so they might be fermented. Pickled onions, if they're fermented and not canned. Pickled beets, if fermented. And pickled cucumbers. And some foods may have probiotics added to them, even though they're not fermented. And these include probiotic drinks. But then again, many of those have a lot of sugar. So if you can just stick to the kefir and yogurt and things like that, because you can use just regular yogurt to make like a smoothie too. Mm-hmm. Some cheeses have probiotics in them, and cereals. And cereals, we don't necessarily want to.
You got to be careful with cereals because they're processed, they have sugar, and it's just not a good thing for you. But you can find some cereals that are okay.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you are a cereal hound, you love cereal, you can find it. You just have to be careful with the sugar.
And one of my favorite things that I have found is there are so many like flavored sauerkrauts that you can get in the refrigerated section, like jalapeno sauerkraut or garlic sauerkraut, or I'm trying to think of one of the other ones that I really liked. One was jalapeno was spicy, but there was another one that was spicy, but they're delicious. And you can, and
what do you do with a jalapeno sauerkraut?
Okay, so just as a probiotic, you would just put like what they do in a lot of other countries. They just put a little tiny bit on their plate to have with their dinner. So it's just a little bit of a probiotic that you will get so at lunchtime I would do it. And I would put it like in a salad or whatever. And it's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jalapeno sauerkraut. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they have one with sesame. They've got like all different ones that are flavored.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to
They're
try
good.
that.
Yeah.
I do like sauerkraut. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. That's like mixing the banana with the onion and the garlic. It's a little far out there for me. Yeah. But I'll try it.
So one of the questions
Not
they
the
asked,
banana and the garlic, but I'll try the sauerkraut. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's good. If you like sauerkraut, then look for the flavored ones. You'll love them because they're delicious. So one of the questions in this article is it better to get your probiotics in food or supplements? And they both have good bacteria. They're valid ways to get good bacteria, but there are some differences. So it says there's a lack of research and data that compare probiotic supplements and probiotic foods. However, foods that contain probiotics may make their way through the digestive system more effectively. So the more probiotic foods you can eat, the better. You can always supplement with a probiotic if you feel like you're not getting enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, there's some other things they say about that too. The squid.
There's a lot of information, so I'm trying to get to the...
I don't think the squid is intended for long-term wear. I'm just saying. It's a little uncomfortable. When you're eating probiotics, you're also getting the nutrients and you're getting the fiber and all those other things. Yeah.
And they say that sometimes probiotics may cause symptoms such as bloating and gas, but adding them slowly to your diet can help minimize that.
Right.
So like even if you're taking a supplement, maybe not take the recommended dose right off the bat. Maybe take it once every other day.
Right.
Because I do know people that said, I felt worse after I took the probiotic. And I was trying to explain to them, it's because you are replenishing something that's not there. So of course there's going to be like this reaction going on, and you really need to pay attention to doing it a little at a time instead of just giving up altogether. Like they just gave up on it because they said, I felt worse. I got diarrhea.
You have to stick with it to see what the actual effects are going to be.
And gradually
Yes,
added
you have to
in.
do it slowly. Yeah.
And then just the fact that the benefit of containing other nutrients was like the basic thing, like you said. They have
Right.
the other nutrients other than, obviously, if you're just taking a probiotic pill and not eating any probiotic foods, then there's only so much that's going to do, right? Okay. So other things that could help are digestive enzymes. So for many of us, especially during menopause, let me just get to the digestive enzymes here. I'm trying to click off the other ones.
Trying to do what?
Click off of the prebiotics and oh my gosh, where did it go? I have to open up another tab, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, wake up.
I'm trying.
Oh wait, let's just take a sip while we're...
Yes.
Okay, now you said this, and the first line in this article is, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, you are what you eat. So obviously, and we know that, right? This person says, I want to clarify it by saying you are what you digest and absorb.
Right.
So if you don't properly absorb the nutrients in your food, whatever you eat simply passes through your body. And digestion is that 4-step process, right? So the digestive enzymes are in your stomach. And that's where after you swallow the food, that first phase, ingestion, digestion happens. And if you don't have enough enzymes, if you have an enzyme deficiency, you may experience symptoms like foul-smelling stools, bloating, or gas, fatigue. Adding digestive enzymes alleviates these uncomfortable feelings by breaking down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates into more digestible particles. And it helps the body absorb the nutrients, obviously, and more efficiently. So the benefits of digestive enzymes. What are they? Why are they important? They are proteins your body naturally makes to break down the food you eat, and several types of natural enzymes exist, and each has a distinctive role. All digestive enzymes are hydrolases, meaning they use water molecules to break down food, and this process breaks down food into its basic building blocks such as vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. The 6 main digestive enzymes are amylase, lactase, lipase, protease, maltase, and sucrase. The first one, amylase, is carbs and the simple sugars. Lactase breaks down lactose. Lipase, lipids, right? The fatty acids. Protein is protease. Malt sugar is maltase, and sugar is sucrase. We got that?
Very, very.
There will be a test.
Let me ask the squid if it understands. I don't know.
So dietary fiber doesn't break down during the digestive process. Fiber has no nutritional value, yet it's very beneficial to the digestive process. And that's because fiber provides food for the good bacteria.
That's right.
Contributes to fecal bulk and helps move waste out.
Fecal bulk.
So there are 4 benefits of digestive enzymes. They support optimal health. While enzymes don't directly make you lose weight, they help regulate nutrient... Sorry. They help regulate nutrient... Hang on.
I can't.
I need to take another sip.
Oh, boy. You're going to spit it out on your computer.
Okay, stop. Pinch me. They help regulate nutrient absorption and elimination, and this prevents your body from hanging on to unhealthy calories that may lead to weight fluctuations. Digestive enzymes promote. Are we getting tired or
Yes.
what? Okay. Digestive enzymes promote a healthy immune system. Enzymes help ease the burden of digestion, and this process alone enables other cells to operate at their best. This includes your immune cells, which are created in your gut. They facilitate a healthy inflammatory response. So when proteins don't break down well enough, they can trigger an inflammatory response in the body. Enzymes help reduce unhealthy levels of inflammation by breaking these proteins down, and this encourages an optimal gut health environment. They break down gluten and lactose. So undigested gluten and dairy proteins contribute to the rise of food sensitivity cases. Enzymes can be helpful to many people with gluten and lactose intolerances. And this is, again, different than celiac disease because you just can't have gluten, period, with celiac disease. In addition, a healthy gut has been linked to better mental health, helping lower feelings of depression and anxiety, all the things we talked about. And a lack of these enzymes can disrupt the digestion of proteins, carbs, and fats. For example, if you have diabetes, a lack of digestive enzymes can contribute to blood glucose spikes, and diabetes can cause an impairment in the metabolism of sugars, and this is also associated with the abnormal metabolism of fats and proteins. A lot of information.
Oh, yeah, a ton.
Yeah, but just to know that you need these digestive enzymes for optimal health. So part of this article, which I found interesting, is digestive enzymes and aging. And they say, have you ever heard someone jokingly say, I've lost the enzyme that helps me digest Taco Bell? While no specific enzyme helps you digest that Crunchwrap Supreme, your body does lose digestive enzymes. So natural enzyme production weakens as you age for various reasons, and it could be because of your diet, which I'm saying probably your diet, stress, chronic illness, or sedentary lifestyle.
Lack of sleep, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It could also be due to you getting older. Once enzyme production slows down, it impacts the health of your entire digestive tract, and this limits the amounts of nutrients you can absorb and utilize. So, like we said, some of enzyme deficiency is those bulky, foul-smelling stools, feeling full even if you haven't overeaten, gas, bloating, or flatulence, heartburn or burping, lack of energy, undigested food in your stool, and weight loss even while eating an optimal diet. So by supplementing with the digestive enzyme, you can support your overall digestive process, and it could also help ensure you don't experience discomfort from the food you eat. They can also promote optimal absorption of vitamins, minerals, and micronutrients in your food. So without getting into more science or whatever, if you're experiencing some digestive issues, if you're having all of these problems like gas and bloating and lack of energy and et cetera, you might talk to your healthcare provider about maybe supplementing with a digestive enzyme.
Okay. That's not something that you go out and you purchase like a probiotic.
I would say,
haven't seen it,
I would think you would need a little bit of research to see what exactly you need.
I'd be careful about messing around with that. Mm-hmm. And if we haven't said it before, we've said it in other podcast episodes. We need to start saying it at the beginning. But please check with your doctor. Mm-hmm. This information is just for educational purposes only. It's just to point you in the right direction. You really need to check with your doctor or your medical provider before you try any of these substances or any of these protocols.
Yeah. And then finally, as far as a supplement goes, L-Glutamine, which is an amino acid, has been shown to be good for your gut. So some of the information in regards to L-Glutamine, it's known for its benefits related to muscle recovery and weight loss. It can also boost gut health by promoting flourishing gut bacteria, strengthening the gut's mucosal layer, and reducing inflammation. So you might want to look into that as another option for, as a supplement, L-Glutamine, as an amino acid.
I haven't heard of it before, but it does appear to be very good for your gut health. Mm-hmm. And that might be a supplement you want to look into. But again, talk to your doctor about it.
And also, as far as being a menopausal woman, on top of the gut health, it's been shown to be great for muscle recovery and weight loss. Mm-hmm. So you might want to consider looking into it for its overall benefits for good health. And like we said, muscle is so important during these years. And
absolutely.
And so this might be a good one to look into.
Okay, so that's been a lot of information. Mm-hmm. And again, we're going to include links to everything in the show notes of this episode. So what's the last most important thing we can talk about before we wind it up?
So I have 5 tips to boost your immunity and gut health. Just like to break it down to 5 things that we can do. And then at the end of this episode, you can go into the show notes, get all of this information, all of the links of articles that we've shared. And also you'll be able to download our Healthy Croctober recipe ebook. And it's free. Mm-hmm. You can just download it and it's yours. Okay, so number 1, incorporate more prebiotics and probiotics into your diet through quality whole foods first, right? So we talked about what those prebiotics and probiotics are. Again, there'll be a link with those top 20, and you can pick and choose what you like and bring it with you when you go shopping. Number 2, make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the day. And this is one of the easiest, cheapest habits you can start incorporating into your daily routine. Sipping on warm water or room temperature, that's what I like to do throughout the day, is thought to help stimulate digestion, clear out any underlying cause of health issues, and boost your metabolism. So a very simple thing to do.
We've heard that plenty.
Right,
Drink
it flushes
water.
out your toxins, right? And it's also good for digestion and keeping you from being constipated. So make sure you get hydrated. 3, this one might be a hard one, but reduce stress.
Oh, please.
This is one of the biggest killers of good gut bacteria.
That's amazing. You would think it would be only what you're eating, but no, actually stress does play a very big role in that as well.
So, of course, many of the things we can do, meditate, breathing exercises, physical activity is important, and include that like yoga, running. Silence your phone or disconnect from your device. Take a bath with essential oils, one of my favorite things. Treat yourself to a massage or a facial.
Nice.
And if you can't afford to necessarily go for a massage, because they can be very expensive, trade off with someone. Give a good back rub to a girlfriend. You can switch, or your significant other. And it's probably one of the best things you can do for your body to release stress. Take a nap without guilt, right? Being busy is not a badge of honor. And I know for many of us, we feel that it is that we have to always feel like, oh, we've got to be doing something. No, you need time for you. So take a nap. Don't feel guilty about it. Go for a walk or grab coffee with a friend. Treat yourself to something nice. And something nice can be a nice cup of coffee. It can be a little truffle here or there. Just treat yourself to something nice.
Just some little something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get lost in a new book you've been wanting to read.
Oh, that's a treat.
Yeah. Have a night out with your partner or cook something special at home. And I want to encourage people, this is one of the best ways to get a healthy gut. Cook at home.
Oh, yeah.
As much as you can.
You can control what's going in the food. That's very important. Yeah.
And I know it seems so stressful for some people. Oh, I don't know how to cook, or it's so hard. There are simple things you can do. Like, and one of my favorite dinners, and it's a simple one, is we buy chicken thighs, and I just put a little olive oil, lemon juice, and a little oregano, salt and pepper, and you have chicken oreganati. You basically mix it up, pour it on it, stick it in the oven, and 40 minutes later, you've got dinner, right, with a salad. It's very simple things that you can do to cook. You don't have to make these tremendous recipes. But you might want the Croctober cookbook.
Oh, for sure.
And you can just throw it all in a pot, and then you'll have
chicken in a pot.
Dinner. Okay, number 4, very important, get a good night's sleep. Don't skimp on sleep. Very important. It's essential for our optimal health, right? But it's often the first thing that we forego when we're busy. So we need to really pay attention. And obviously, number 5 is move more. Movement supports digestion by increasing blood flow, stimulating the bowels. Have you ever had to hustle to the bathroom during or after certain exercises? There's a reason for that. Moving for just 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week, can improve your gut and overall health. So we can really pay attention to doing that, even if it's just a walk. And I know that you really enjoy walking.
Yeah, I'm a big walker.
Yeah,
I walk
right
a lot.
now there's a walk challenge going on in my group, because it is a good gateway to good health, because just like the simplest act of walking 20 minutes a day is so good for our mental health, then it almost creates this new habit. You feel better, then you start adding more things into your healthy habits. Okay, so those are the 5. And just remember, your gut's connected to everything. It is your second brain. Go with your gut.
That's right. It doesn't get any better than that. Go with your gut. Said from the queen of probiotics herself.
And you know what? I love your guts.
Yeah. Oh. That's appropriate for Halloween. Love your guts. A lot of gut love going on around here. Okay. Well, that's a lot of information over 2 episodes. If you didn't listen to the first episode, please go back and check it out, because there's important information in there too. This information, yes, it's what you need to do to promote your gut health, but you got to understand the why. That's very important for this topic. So go back, check out the first episode. And if you want to see the extended version with the bloopers, go check it out on our YouTube channel.
And again, as always, our little disclaimer, this was all for educational purposes only. It is not meant as medical advice. If you have any kind of medical condition, please see your healthcare provider.
Yes, please. Very important.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening and supporting us. Please give this episode a like, a share, and subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Mwah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Girlish Gurus. We hope you'll join us next time for more fun and inspiration. Be sure to check the description of this episode for links and information about the topic, and you can find us on our social media platforms starting with Instagram, Facebook, and now including YouTube. You can find us by searching Girlish Gurus, and you can also check out our website, girlishgurus.com, for more information on us, our projects, books, and our growing community.
And don't forget to download this episode, give it a good review, and share it with your girlfriends. We would also love to hear from you in the comments because the more interaction we get, the more episodes we can post. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.